Okay, folks, so you know what I hope in my heart of hearts? That Planet Fitness may actually learn a lesson here. Remember, when people with no ethics at all and who are completely amoral decide to use a company as a platform to promote diddling with women, invading women's spaces as men, supposedly transgender men, but really who claim they're women, but who are invading women's spaces and going into the women's locker room at Planet Fitness, getting called out, and then Planet Fitness turning right around and canceling the memberships of the women who told on them, who said, I feel threatened. I do not feel protected in this space. You said I would be, and you're not protecting me. So what I'm waiting for is the lawsuits. Like, when is there going to be a class action lawsuit against Planet Fitness? They just keep digging this hole, man. And you'll wonder why all these diddlers and pedos are going there all the time. Well, as I said in a video the other day, there's a complete subreddit for people who go to Planet Fitness, males who go there and then waggle their dongs around, look under the stalls, and invade the women's locker room. So if you're a woman, here's some advice right now. Cancel your membership at Planet Fitness ASAP because that is not a protected space. The people there promote it too. And also, they're not answering calls. They've been told not to answer calls at some of the Planet Fitnesses across the nation. And even the former, I think, founder, he was like, this is ridiculous. I will not put up with this. And he lives in New Hampshire or something. He's like totally against it. But the new staff, the new C-suite staff at Planet Fitness is all for it. And they will cover up their crimes by saying, but it's a protected space for the marginalized. And I'm like, these women are the marginalized. It's getting to a point where women, they are the marginalized ones. So let's start doing that. Anyway, so with that, let's just usher in another incident going on there. Since the crumbling and the downfall of Planet Fitness is occurring right now, as it should. Police, man arrested for entering Planet Fitness women's locker room and stripping. And there he is with some dreadlocks, not showered. And he apparently wanted some things done to him too when he went in there, was asking women about this. So yeah, definitely a stable individual. Police arrested a man this week for allegedly entering a North Carolina Planet Fitness women's locker room and undressing. Christopher Allen Miller, 38, was arrested after going into the women's locker room Thursday at the Gastonia Planet Fitness in South New Hope Road. Planet Fitness allows members to use the restroom and locker rooms they identify with as part of their non-judgmental motto, which seems to be a cover for simply violating the rights of women. However, some members said they are worried and believe Miller misused the policy. After hearing the allegations and the call for help, it added. So let's go ahead and watch this. Here is the news broadcast of this.
At one point, this suspect even exposed themselves to a minor. It raised questions over why the person was in that locker room to begin with. Channel 9's Ken Lemon has been pressing for answers for days, and he joins us now live outside that gym. Ken?
And this is the Planet Fitness on South New Hope Road here in Gastonia. Planet Fitness allows members to use the locker room and the restroom that they identify with as part of their no judgments motto. But after hearing the allegations and the call for help, some of the members believe this is a person who misses their policy and that works. Women at the Planet Fitness on South New Hope Road were stunned last Thursday to see Christopher Miller in the ladies' locker room.
Any sure emergency?
Call 911.
And what's he wearing?
Nothing. Literally nothing.
Okay, so he is completely naked.
He's completely naked.
Sources tell Channel 9 Miller asked a woman to rub lotion, shower together.
And is that man still there?
Yeah, he's still in the bathroom. It's a man, but he says he identifies as a woman and he won't leave the restroom. He's just walking around showing us he won't leave.
Sources say Miller was harassing women in the gym before the arrest. That's not right. Betty Bryce is upset that Miller reportedly claimed to identify as a woman as a reason to stay in the ladies' locker room.
I think a woman should be able to go in a woman's bathroom without a man coming in saying,
Transgender. You need to be mindful. Mark Simon is a former president of Charlotte Pride and says Planet Fitness inclusivity policy was made so that transgender people feel welcome too.
And when you do that, you create a sense of safety, security, and affirmation for them to be able to do the things that everybody else is able to do in a secure, safe, and safe setting.
He said that is nonsense for someone who is not transgender to violate that space. He said Planet Fitness has to control that. And Miller is in jail, charged with indecent exposure to a minor and without talking with him. There's no way for us to know whether or not Miller is indeed transgender.
Okay, Ken, I know that gyms have policies. What is the Planet Fitness policy around something like this?
And this one is interesting. So members are allowed to use the locker rooms or the restroom based on the gender that they self-report when they come into the gym. Here, there's no indication that Miller self-reported before that incident. A spokesperson for Planet Fitness told us their employees took immediate action to ensure the safety of members, and they are working with law enforcement. She said they have a
Okay, so you get the gist of it, right? I hope you do. If you don't, I'm sorry for you. I really am. Or you're a newborn baby who's never experienced life before, because this is what you learn, that these are a problem. And, you know, that dude who was the gay pride dude that they interviewed there, he's like, and we just want to make a safe space for everybody and however that they identify as. And I'm like, well, you're not. You are using the cover of being a marginalized victim to go ahead and victimize other people. That's the scheme. That's the grift. So give it up, goofball. And so, yes, I'm pretty adamant about this because I'm just, you know, what? Of course, it makes me livid. But here's the thing: should say gays go in there and be protected? Absolutely, 100%. U.S. citizens, you go in there, you should be protected. Women, absolutely 1,000% protected. Okay, and here's the problem too that we're seeing. You seeing a pattern here? The pattern is I don't see women dressing up as guys going into the guys' locker room. I don't see this going on. I see it as mostly a guy thing. So a man walks in there, identifies as whatever they want to, which is according to the Planet Fitness policy, their gender policy, their policy just said that they can identify whatever they feel comfortable identifying as, and they can use the locker room that they feel that they should be using. Okay, so if I'm a man, but I identify as a woman that day, I can walk in. But here's the thing. As a business, that directly conflicts with criminal law. So if your business is doing something that is encouraging harassment of citizens who are protected under criminal law, then the state's going to come down on you. And it has. So they have this policy, but it doesn't matter. You can say all you want. You can scream and yell to the ceiling that your business has this policy. Okay? But if this directly violates like the state law that you're in, well, then you're going to have problems with your business. Well, here we are. What more is there to say? So, yeah, and if you didn't hear all of that, it said in the call that woman made to 911, she said, there's a guy in here, Miller, and what's he wearing? The dispatcher said, nothing, literally nothing. The caller said, okay, so is he completely naked? He is completely naked. Miller allegedly even asked a woman to rub lotion on him. He also had allegedly been harassing women before the arrest. And is the man still there? Yes, he's still in the bathroom. It's a man, but he says he identifies as a woman. He won't leave the restroom, but he's just walking around showing us his private parts, and he won't leave. And then you saw Betty Bryce there. So that black woman there who was talking about it, she's like, this isn't right. So stop. First, here's something too, a little side note. Black people, please stop supporting Democrats. I see a lot of black people come out and they go, this is wrong. This is wrong. And I'm like, yeah, because a lot of black people in America, a lot of U.S. citizens that are black, often identify with Christian morals. Okay, they identify with Christian principles. Okay, now, and that directly contradicts democratic principles, which are based on like total atheistic principles, amoral principles. So if you keep voting Democrat, you're going to get more of this stuff. Now, as a side, okay, so to come back to the topic here, okay, aside from that, Planet Fitness, yes, it is more of this business problem, but because they're pushing DEI, ESG theories and concepts, they're getting this because a company like Planet Fitness, who buys into this ESG, DEI type of policy, what they're using this as a cover to be able to bring in their new socially re-engineered world, which is that men can be women and women can be men. But mostly what it's turning out to be is men taking advantage of this and then committing like sexual violations against women. They'll dress up as women, get turned on, autogynephilia, whatever you want to call it, and then they'll walk into these locker rooms and they'll have a boner or something, and they'll come in there and they'll be asking, as they said here, can you please rub lotion on me? Yeah, so here we are. Of course, this just gets me aggravated because we're here, and Planet Fitness, regardless of their stock, it's gone down. It went down a lot at first, and then it's kind of held steady. I'm not going to worry about that. I don't care. Here's the thing at this point. I do care a little bit, but at this point, here's the thing. Planet Fitness is just digging its own grave. Go to a local gym. Support your local gyms. If there's something local that's not a franchise, try to go to that. Sometimes they're more simple, they're more low-key, they're more basic, but you're still getting a heck of a workout if you're committed to working out, okay? And a lot of people aren't there for these reasons, okay? But these franchises like Planet Fitness and stuff, they're getting the Bud Light treatment right now. So Gunther Eagleman says, Planet Fitness needs to be bankrupted. Absolutely. Planet Fitness was a gym anyways, y'all. Big box fitness, anything is trash. You'll find small mom and pop gyms are way better anyways, usually not run with DEI hires either, yeah. So let's get away from these franchises, these kind of globalist funded by BlackRock. Of course, who owns Planet Fitness? BlackRock does. I think they own like 12.5 million shares. Vanguard and State Street are all on there. The list of the top 12. I think State Street, Vanguard's number 2, BlackRock's number 1, and number 12 is State Street. So the same usual suspects. And go woke, go broke. And I surely to hell hope they go broke. They won't, probably, because they're getting this DEI funding, but eventually there's going to come a point where you can't pretend anymore. Like the DEI funding, it's probably not going to work after a while. They can hang on and pretend and make it seem like this is normal. And they can do that with a lot of money. They can make it seem like, oh, the whole world supports this stuff. But that's money. That's advertising that makes it seem like that. But remember, the majority of the world actually doesn't support this stuff. Planet Fitness caters to pedophiles and groomers. Well, exactly. This shite needs to stop. Joe's America. Yep, this is the White House's dream. Planet Fitness has been begging for this to happen. They are lucky that dude didn't have time to commit sexual assault, which is what he was there for. As it should be, make America sane again. No, seriously, this is your government. Yep. So if you don't think this comes from the top down, it does. Government's kind of pushing for this too, they're all the way pushing for this. I mean, Dylan Mulvaney's the guy who did the interview with Joe Biden. For heaven's sakes. A lot of cross-dressers have transvestic disorder, men who get turned on by dressing as women, also known as autogynephilia. Allowing them into women's-only spaces is like letting in peeping toms and rapists, and companies like Planet Fitness is aiding them in their assault on women. Yes, because this new world order that they love to usher in, this will be dominated by these characteristics such as normalized and legalized sexual assault upon women without their consent and children. That's where this is all headed, folks. That's why I'm doing this video. We have to push back on this stuff. You make a video, make a post, make a meme, write letters. Also, just write a short 1-paragraph letter to your local politicians here too. And I know, how much faith do I have in politicians? Well, very little. But they need to know, because they run on, the only concern for them is, oh, I need my constituents to vote for me again. So tell them, I am a voter for you, but this worries me. And that's what they'll react to most of the time. Depends on where you live, red or blue, don't know. But if you're lucky enough to be in a red state or a red area, I suggest you do that. Sue them to smithereens, which I think this will eventually come to the fore. That there may be a class action lawsuit since this keeps happening. And I just say, if there's a group of women, get together, communicate with each other about this, and do a class action lawsuit against Planet Fitness, for sure. 38, okay, this is what it says. He lied about his sex. I think he's also lying about his age. Did they think that creeps wouldn't take advantage of this? They know they would, because the people pushing DEI and ESG, Larry Fink, BlackRock, Bill Gates, the guy at LinkedIn, I'm trying to think of a couple others, Klaus Schwab, for sure. The United Nations, they're bad. These people are all pushing for this as a new world order. I know I keep going back to that, but if you're wondering where this stems from, it stems from the top down. Their own perverted sexual desires will be promoted from the top down because they're the guys with all the money. If you don't think Google execs love this type of stuff, they do. Okay, so they're all pushing for this from the top down right now. And this policy needs to end everywhere. More of this, please. Okay, so that's some of, somebody says, boys have a P, girls have a V. FJB. Let's see, the new reality of DEI does not work in the real world. I'm not welcome in this new reality. Well, of course not. Planet Fitness went woke. Watch them go broke. Sorry, ladies. You or most of your sisters voted for this. A very simple solution. Do not ever vote for Democrats again. Tell your friends and family, otherwise enjoy the show. Please, ladies, please, I beg of you, stop voting Democrat. This is what the future ushers in. Please stop doing it. Do whatever you want. You're free to do whatever you want. But I'm begging you, please stop voting this way. And this stuff will start to close these floodgates a little bit. But if you continue to vote based on emotion, I guarantee if somebody comes in and goes, yeah, but they need protected spaces too, and that, they want to tap into that maternal instinct, they want to tap into compassion, empathy, things like that. They are trying to manipulate that. So please stop doing that. Another plague unleashed by the left. Those women should have given him some gender-affirming surgery so he could look a little more feminine. Yeah, if you want free, quick surgery, go ahead and go into a locker room with tough women, and they might just rearrange it. I'm just saying it could happen. So your safety might be compromised too by you going into a woman's locker room. So let's see, she sounded pretty judgmental to me. In today's world, if a man says he's a woman and walks into their locker and shower facility, that's that. I bet you every one of those ladies on that locker room vote Democrat. Well, of course they do. That's why I'm saying stop voting this way. These people are your demise. If you keep voting for these people, they will allow this to happen. Okay? And they will protect these people. So, pushback. Anyway, that's what I have to say. I hope you enjoyed it, folks. Little tidbit on the following events of the saga of Planet Fitness and the goofballs that are going in there. So, again, thanks for watching. Please put a like on the video if you like it, and please subscribe, and I will talk to you later.